What up, everyone? So, we are officially in the month of September now. And by in it, I mean in the boxes. I finally am starting to get caught up with the boxes. Did my monthly review, skipped my weekly roundup and giveaways and all that, so I could jump right back into the boxes of September. So, we've got our first one here, and luckily I didn't get that many boxes this month. I think I only have 8, which is like the least amount I've ever gotten, so we shouldn't have too much trouble catching up. That's my goal for this month, to catch up with the boxes, so when October's boxes show up, when they get here, I can review it that day. How awesome would that be? So, I'm trying my hardest not to fall behind. And to prove that point, you can't tell, but it is 5 in the morning here. It is 5 a.m. and I'm still up working all night. But I'm like, I'm gonna do a video. I will make a video tonight because I keep making excuses. And I've been drinking all night. So, I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I'm committed to this channel and I love you guys. So, I'm up at 5 a.m. and we're reviewing Comic-Con box. Let's do this shit. Open up. So, let's take a look at this box and see what we got. So, no surprise, we got a shirt here. And it's a crossover. So, I will show you, and then you can judge it, and then we'll talk about it. Sorry. Yeah. So, this is a crossover, if you didn't get it already, between Predator and Guns N' Roses. Quite the odd crossover, a movie and a band, but you know, it kind of works. Like, it looks like the album cover from Guns N' Roses. I think it was Welcome to the Jungle was the name of the album, if I'm not mistaken. It looks very similar. And the skull, instead of the skulls of the band, we got the skull of Predator, we got Arnold, we got that dude, the black guy, the Indian guy. I don't know their names, I'm being very racist, but you know what I mean. But either way, it looks pretty cool. It is a little bit of a forced crossover, but it still comes across as okay. From a distance, it still looks like that band tee, and when you get up close, it's like, oh, Predator, like, that's pretty cool. So, it's an odd pairing, but, you know, I think they still pull it off pretty well. I think they did a good job pulling it off. And they use the Concert Tee brand, which fits really nicely. It's, like, actually soft. It's not really stiff and itchy. It's like a soft shirt, and it's somewhat fitted. So, obviously, you'd have to be a fan of the band or that movie to like this shirt, which is most people do, but not everyone. So, that being said, I'm going to give this shirt a rating of 7.5, which is a really good rating. It's overall good rating, but the only reason it didn't get a little higher is because it's not for everyone. It is just those two franchises that are somewhat small in general. But a very good shirt. I think I would wear this because it's kind of funny. I like how they did that. So, one of the crossovers that didn't go horribly wrong. So that's nice to see. Especially after last month's Geek Me box. Like, oy vey, like, holy shit. Some crossovers just were never meant to be. That's rough. So yeah, 7.5 on the shirt on that. There we go. Next, we got a Pop figure. So nothing super special, just a standard Pop. But we got Harley Quinn. And it's the newer Harley Quinn, like the new version of Harley Quinn. I'm not sure what to call that new version of her, but not the basic one. So she looks cool. She has a little mallet. And I like that Funko is changing their style now. They've started to change it where the original Funko, they all had the same shaped body where they had a big head and like a bulky body. But now they're actually making it where they just have the big head and like a detailed body, which I like. I like that a lot better. So I like that Funko is doing that now. I really like that style better. And this one is a perfect example. And they're also doing things like adding accessories and things like that to it. So that makes it kind of cool too. So I like they're adding accessories and sometimes little minifigures, so that's cool. But at the end of the day, it is just an average Pop figure. Harley Quinn's very popular. I think she's okay, but a lot of people do like her, so I'm sure I could easily give this in a giveaway to make someone very happy. But not particularly hard to find as far as I can tell. So, Harley Quinn Pop. Next, we got a little figure. And this is from Scribblenauts Unmasked. So these are just little figures. These are from WB and DC. These are basically just like mystery minis, like very similar to them, except they're strictly DC characters. So it's from the game Scribblenauts, and they just made figures of it, which I think is cool. And I got the Golden Wonder Woman, which is a somewhat rare character apparently, but it's Wonder Woman. She's all gold, no biggie. But yeah, these are cool figures. I have a couple of them up here actually. I don't know if you can see that far. We have a couple of them right there. So yeah, they're nice little figures. I don't mind them at all. Yeah, there's not much more to say about them. They're, as far as collectible vinyls go, they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. So I hope they do more like this. Maybe they'll get more franchises and branch out. But other than that, it's strictly DC, and they're cool to get. But they're not hard to get though. They're pretty common. They're pretty cheap. So, but that's fun. That'll do. Next, we got another figure, but this is a buildable figure. This is these are called pixel bricks. But the actual name, like the Japanese one, is called nano blocks. They're basically like Legos, but they're very, very small. They're a very tiny version of Legos. So this one's called pixel blocks, and you actually build it yourself, which I think is really cool and fun. It's like a little puzzle. It's interactive, which is cool. And then you build a little 3D version of the character. And I got Tails. Obviously, I wish I'd gotten Sonic. I like him better, but I got Tails. I don't know if you can see either. Where do I have him? Yeah, I don't think you can see. Over here, way off over here, I have some nano blocks of, I have Charmander and Bulbasaur and Squirtle. I got a bunch of Pokemon ones. They were really cool. I like how they look, the pixelated look on them. It makes them look really fun and interesting. And it was also really fun to build them because they're really teeny tiny little blocks. So I actually got some amusement out of building them. And then you get to keep them. And then when people see them, you can be like, oh, I built those. Like, they don't know that you got a package specifically made to build them, but it's just cool to say, like, oh yeah, I totally built that one. People are like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. So, you got Tails, and they're fun to play with, so I kind of like that. That's good. I thought that was a good choice. Something we haven't really seen before, something a little interactive. So, cool. I don't mind that at all. Works for me. Then we got a little plush figure. Pac-Man. Nothing super special about him. He's just a little plush figure. His arms and legs move around. He's hanging out. He's rocking out. Yeah, he's doing what he's going to do. That's what he does. Really not much more to say about that. He's a welcome addition. I like him. I like Pac-Man, and I like little plush figures, especially the smaller ones. They'll fit on a shelf if they need to be. So yeah, that's just kind of a filler, but he's welcome in there. What was the theme of this one? Oh, this is old school, back to old school. That's what the theme was on this one. Kinda. They're very loose on the themes. Yeah, they're very, very loose on the themes. Like, last one was science. This one's back to school, old school. And it's like, I guess these are old school, but not really. But anyway, whatever. No one gives a shit about themes. Themes are weird, and they never follow them. So we got a few more items in here that we're going to talk about, some of which are very interesting. So, we'll talk about the prints first. They started putting 2 prints in each box, and I always like that they put this protective case in there just in case it gets damaged. So that's always nice, and I love the Billy Martin one. And I found out that I was right. I was saying they should get some of them signed and send them out, and some of them did get signed. I really wish I had a Billy Martin one. If anyone has a signed Billy Martin, I'll buy it off you because I really like that one. But it's just cool that they do take the time to put like a few autographs in here and there where they can. It just makes it special because these are really cool prints. They do a nice job on picking artists and picking prints, so they do a good job on that. It just would make it special if they were signed or numbered. But anyway, so we got our first one from Rob Pryor. And this is of the Turtles. And this is a really cool picture. Personally, of the ones we've gotten, this is my favorite. I'm a huge Turtles fan, and he did an excellent job. But, fucking hell, the logo, again. Why? I mean, at least it's getting smaller, but still, why? Why are you doing that? Who's okay with that? Every time I make a video, I have like 20 comments saying like, why are they still doing that? They're ruining the art. Like, they're ruining it. That's so terrible that they do that. I can't believe that, like, has no one complained about it, or what is going on here? Still pisses me off, and still, like, kind of, I wouldn't say it ruins it, but it definitely bugs me. Put your logo anywhere you want to. They put it on the shirt. I saw they did in the corner. Fine. Put it on the shirt. Put it on the art, but not on the front, man. Put it on the back. Put it on the back. Put it on the protector. I don't care. Put it fucking anywhere except directly on the front of the art. It's just stupid. You can put your logo everywhere, just not right there. That's the only place you can't put it. Don't do it. And I don't know why they are. I'm rambling. Then, we got another piece of artwork from Greg Horn. We got a nice Wonder Woman piece of artwork. And this is really nice too. They did an excellent job. And also they give a little bio on the card. Like, these are exact things that, I don't know if you guys remember Collectible Geek, like last year. I was telling them these exact same things. Like, so I'm not saying that I'm taking credit for it or anything, but I literally told these same exact things to different companies, and they took that advice. So whether I had a part in that, I don't know. But they took the exact advice I was giving other box companies, which is good. I like that they give a bio. I like that they give a description. I like they give higher quality prints. My only other criticism, like I said before, they need to number them. Even if the number is astronomical, still number them. Even if they're selling 10,000 boxes a month, still number them. Like, just give it some value, something. So, without that, without assigning or numbering, the bad part about it is these prints are only worth the paper they're printed on, which is a bummer. It should be worth so much more. And the weird thing is, the Wonder Woman print, if I can get it out, is not even cut. So you see these like white bars on the side. Moving closer. These little white bars on the side. I thought that was the back of the other print, but no, that's part of this print. It's one piece of paper. They just didn't cut it. They have these white bars on the side for no reason. They just felt like not cutting the print or not resizing the print. I don't know. I don't know why they would do that. That seems like a very odd choice. But they did not cut the print to size. I'm not sure if that's laziness on their part or what it is, but I didn't like that. But anyway, those are just my thoughts. The prints are all very nice. I took a deep look at it. Very nice artwork from both artists. They have picked some really good people, and I like that. I like that they're picking great artists. So the last item in the box. This one was interesting. One of the most interesting items I've ever gotten in a box. So let's talk about that for a bit. So, we got a comic. And usually we get crap comics, like, some of them are Comic-Con exclusive covers or whatever, and then one comic is just total garbage that no one's heard of before. But this one is a very well-known comic. This is the Batman Adventures number 12. Now you're thinking, what the fuck is the Batman Adventures and why is number 12 anything? Well, the Batman Adventures came around the same time the cartoon did, right around that time. They had a comic called the Batman Adventures. And number 12 is one of the most iconic comics out there, because number 12 is the first introduction of Harley Quinn. The first time she showed up in a comic was the Batman Adventures number 12. Now, this is a reprint of that original. Original comics of this, for this number 12, go for thousands. Like, they probably sell for like 2,000, like around there if I had to guess. So, a very high price, because it's very rare. First appearances of any character are a big deal, especially Harley Quinn, because she's such a popular character. So, so the Comic-Con box exclusive one is a reprint of that very famous comic with a different cover. They redid the cover. So the usually reprints of comics are worth nothing, but that's not the case with this one. But we'll talk about that when we get to the value. But it was very interesting to see this in such a famous comic. So let's go back through this box, talk about some value, and give it a rating. And we'll talk more about this comic when we do. Starting off with the shirt. So the shirt gets a standard $12 to $15 value, but the rating was a 7.5 out of 10. I like it. I think I'd end up wearing it, and it's good quality. But I don't think it was for everyone. So 7.5 I think is reasonable. Then, the Pop figure. The Harley Quinn Pop. Very fitting considering the comic. Took me a while to realize that, but that makes a little more sense why she's in there. But still, it's a common Pop. Like, it's pretty easy to find her. There's nothing exclusive about her from what I could tell. Yeah, Harley Quinn. But it's still cool. So, but $10 on that. No real argument there. Then the Scribblenauts. These run about $5, depending on where you go. 5, 6, maybe 7. but right around $5. In my local comic shop, I get them for that much all the time. A lot of times cheaper. They'll sell them for like $3 a lot of the times because they're not that popular. But roughly around $5, give or take a few dollars here or there. Then, the Sonic Pixel Bricks. These actually go for a decent amount. This actually goes for around $10 at least. These ones go for an amount because there's a lot of pieces in there. They're very small pieces that have to fit perfectly. So, they actually go for a decent amount. So something like this would go around $10 for any character. So $10 for that. Then the Pac-Man plushie. This is going to go for like $3 to $5 based on its size. It is branded, but it's very small. It's a tiny one. So $3 to $5 is more than generous on that. This would be pretty easy to find anywhere on one similar like it. Next, the artwork. So like I was saying before, the unfortunate news about the artwork, even though it's great, it's by a great artist, if you didn't get one that's signed, it's essentially worthless. It's only worth what someone's willing to pay. So if you like it and want to hang on the wall, more power to you. Definitely do that. But don't try to resell it because you're probably going to get next to nothing. Now, again, if they take a little bit of time and just number these things, they know how many numbers they're going to make in a month, put that number on there. It would add value to it. It would add collectability. All that does is say that we're not going to print this inevitably. Because like I've said before, there's literally nothing to stop me from copying this and reprinting it. Except I would Photoshop the Comic-Con box logo out of it so mine would sell for more. I could easily do that. And there would be no problem here. There's nothing to keep me from it. Without it being signed and numbered, there's nothing to stop that. And also this one I'm still weirded out about how they didn't crop the edges. Why they would just have white bars on the side here. It just seemed lazy. It's a really cool artwork, and I like Greg Horn, but I thought that was weird too. So, great choices. I like how they put it in a protector, but there's just minor tweaks here that they really need to change because it's not benefiting anyone, and it's just kind of pissing people off, and I don't see why they're not doing that. So, they definitely need to change some things. The logo and the matting and stuff like that. But anyway, like I was saying, these, since they aren't signed and numbered, these only cost what it is to print them, which would be like $3 or $4 to get them printed on cardstock of this image. That's about what they cost a piece. So, unfortunately, that's all they're worth. And I'm sorry to say that because it's such nice artwork, but that's the truth. So I hope they start numbering them in the future. Then, the last item. This is where it gets interesting. Because I've said before, comics cost $4, generally. That's usually what they are in a comic store, $3.99. And when you get exclusive comics, they're usually just the cover, which is pretty much always the case. And that usually brings the value up from 4 to 10. Typically, that's most of the time how it works. But then every once in a while, there's a rare one or a rare series that does boost the value a lot. Like one example was a Civil War one that came in Geek Fuel. It was just a very popular series, so a lot of people wanted it, so no one sold it, so that boosted the price. Normally, when things go in a box, they get devalued because it gets sent out to thousands of people, and then like half of those people don't want it, so they sell it for next to nothing, like pennies on the dollar, because they just don't want it. They just want it out of their way. So that brings the value down. But on a rare occasion, something's so popular in a box that no one wants to sell it, so that ups the value. Rare occasion, though. And this is one of those rare occasions with this comic right here. Like I said, the original one sells for like anywhere from like $1,000 to $2,000. This one, even though it's a reprint, I think the fact that it has an exclusive cover changes it just from being a regular reprint, because normal reprints are worth like piss water. But since it's an exclusive cover, it brings up the value. And I was looking online, and there are like none of them online, which I was so shocked about. Maybe because I'm doing my review a little bit late, but maybe they've all sold out. I can't imagine that there aren't any on there, because a lot of people got this box, or maybe people just happened to skip this box. I don't know, maybe a lot of people skipped it. I'm not sure. But I was looking online, and I can only find like 4 listings for people selling it. And the cheapest it was going for was about $40 at auction. The auction wasn't done. It had like 2 days left, and it was already at $40. So going for a decent amount. And that's on the low end. On the high end, I was seeing people listed for like $150 and higher than that, like ridiculous amounts of money. I don't know if they're selling for that much. I doubt they are. But even still, like the auction, people are paying that money, and it's already at $40. So this value on this book is going to get between $30 and $50, which I'm completely shocked by. And I thought for a second that maybe I got a special one. Maybe I got one of those special boxes where I won a prize. But no, everyone got it. It was on the card. It was on the card. It was right there. Everyone got the same book. So I'm not sure what happened. Maybe no one ordered this box, or maybe everyone's just hanging on to their copy because they realize what it's worth, how valuable it is. I'm not sure what the actual answer is. But either way, this is a very valuable comic from a very reprint of a very original valuable comic, because it was the first appearance of Harley Quinn. It's a big deal. It's an awesome comic, so it's really cool to have something like that, and it has tremendous value, and it seems like it's only going to go up from there. So I'm going to watch that auction and see how much it goes for. Maybe when I do the monthly review, I'll report back and see how much it actually sold for, and then get a better value. So right now I'm just guesstimating on the lowest values, but those are auctions. They're going to go up. So 30 to 50, surprisingly. So that's pretty cool to have. I really like that. So, with that being said, on the low end, 76. And on the high end, 103. With this comic in here, giving it that value. And I know it seems high value to give to that comic, but I don't know how else to value it. I mean, there's no price even on there, I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't have a price on there, so I have to go for what it's selling for. That's what it's valued at. So that brings that low on 76, high end 103. That's tremendous. So I'm going to give this box an 8.5. And here's why. That sounds a little bit high because most of the other things in here were pretty generic, pretty subpar. The shirt was okay, it was cool and it's different, but everything else was very subpar. Like the Pop figure, nothing rare at all about it. A Scribblenauts, Pac-Man Plush, all cool stuff. I liked it all. I'm probably keeping it all. I liked everything in here, but very common stuff. And the prints, very cool prints, very nice artists. I love them, but they're just pieces of paper until they're signed or numbered. So those are just paper, so that seems a little bit high. The reason it gets so high is because of this. I think it's very, very rare to get such a rare item in a box. Boxes in general, you're going to get very common stuff. You're going to get Funko, you're going to get mystery minis, you're going to get pop figures, which are fine, we love them all, no problem here, but it's usually nothing that rare, especially if it's showing up in a box that makes it so much less rare. Rare things are hard to find. They don't come to your doorstep. That's not how things work. And also, we don't get things of high value like this. Rarely do we do. This is one of the highest valued things we've gotten. The only other thing I can think of was the Hulkbuster Pop. That had a lot of value. That sold for $40 or $50 right off the bat, and still does. $40 now. But the thing about it was, it wasn't rare. Hulkbuster Pop is not rare at all. It costs a lot because people sell it for a lot, but it's not at all rare. They still sell it. You can still buy it from Marvel. You can still buy it from Funko, from their website. It's not rare at all. They're still making them. So it had no limited run. There wasn't a limited run of, I think, anything. As far as I remember, I don't think there was any limited run. They're just going to keep making them and making them. So it's not rare. It just costs a lot because it was special. This is rare, and it costs a lot. So this is to my knowledge, I'm trying to think back, this seems like the most valuable thing I've ever gotten in a box. The rarest and most valuable, dollar-wise and just general rarity. And special, a reprint of a comic where it was first appearance of a character. That's pretty cool. And the cool thing about it is, it's not a common reprint. This Comic-Con box is the only person that got the reprint. So it's really cool if no one's ever read this book, wants to see the first appearance of Harley Quinn. That's a big deal. They made a very good choice here. Making a good choice made this very rare and very special. So this is one of the most special things I think I've ever received in a box, which is so rare. It's such an amazing thing to have, and I'm so happy about it because I didn't recognize it the first time I opened the box. So to get something of that value and quality really lifts up the box. That they have the ability to do that. So that's why that brought up the score, because without that, this box would have been total garbage and would not have done anything. So that's something I've noticed about this company. They do stuff they do sign some of their prints, they do talk to the artists, so it's things like that, and plus sometimes people get special items, like people got that Xbox One controller, or some people got a secret item this month, to where they show some real class and quality here. They really like push it forward to show like quality, like real quality on everything. So I appreciate that. So let me know what you guys think. Unless I'm making a total mistake here. If I've missed something, let me know. Maybe this isn't as valuable as I think it is. And please let me know if that's the case. But as far as I can tell, I looked it up and I didn't see any mistake here. It looks exactly like what it is and what it's worth. So I think that's pretty amazing to get something so special. Like, I'm going to keep this because this is awesome. So, but let me know what you guys thought about the rating. If it deserves such a high rating because of one amazing item, or did you like the rest of it? Because honestly, I like the rest of it. It was all good items. That doesn't mark them down at all. And you got tremendous value. I don't see why not. I was pretty pleased with that. So, let me know what you guys thought, though. This has been Comic-Con Box. T-shirt 7.5 out of 10. Box 8.5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys thought about these items, and if that comic is as cool as I think it is, if you appreciate it as much. So, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get a discussion going. Other than that, it's good to be in September. Let's get these boxes moving. Love you all. Peace.